Hello everybody. So today we are going to make two products. One is your bread rolls and basically shapes in that. Previously we had done bread rolls, but that was only round in shape. But this time we are going to do shapes. And the other thing is your Madira cake. Actually during the class in the college we do it together. So that's the reason we're doing it as a menu wise. We're doing two products together. Okay. So I'm going to show you the ingredients which we require for your bread rolls. And I'm going to show you the Madira cake ingredients later because I don't want you guys to get confused. So the ingredients which are required are, this is your refined flour, this is your fresh yeast, this is your fat, vegetable fat, grain sugar, salt and water. Equipments which we require are a tray, okay, a dough scraper, a duster and a greased baking tray. Take flour, this is your refined flour, okay, make a well over here. In this well I am going to put my yeast, my fresh yeast over here. In our last bread roll wala session we had talked about different types of yeast. Now I am going to put little sugar here and this water. This is approximately 150 ml of water. I'm just going to mix this. Just mix this a little bit. Don't play with it. Okay. We don't want the just mixing part is required. Now over here I am using grain sugar. If you want to use caster sugar, you can use caster sugar also. Okay. You want to use powder sugar, that also is okay. Okay. Once this is a little mixed, I will take this and I will start mixing this. Take the flour and start mixing it. Never put your water all together, okay? Always put your water slowly, okay? And start kneading it. Start binding it, okay, with the water. Keep padding the water here. Just keep kneading. Use your scraper if it has stuck to your hands. Okay, and just use the scraper like this. And keep kneading. Thanks. Okay. Keep kneading this, okay. Now the kneading part is very important because to make sure there are no lumps inside it. If you want a nice and soft dough, you have to make sure you have to kneading it. Can you see this now? After continuous kneading, this has become quite soft now. Okay, I can't feel any lumps inside it. Once it is quite soft, can see the best way of understanding whether you are on the right track or not is if this comes along with your hand like this. This dough comes along with your hand, which means the dough is too sticky. Okay. So you have either put too much water inside it, either of it, or, and if it is like this, okay, nice and soft, but then you are on the right track. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to put the fat here like this. this I'm going to put the salt. Again, cream it nice. Okay. Just put the dough inside it and we start kneading it. Now here I am using fat. If you want to use butter, you can use butter also. Okay. Keep kneading it nicely. Make sure all your fat is incorporated inside it. Just keep kneading like this, okay? Can you see? The glossiness has reduced. The fat is like incorporated nicely inside it. Okay, don't take too much time to knead this. Otherwise, this is going to start proving. Okay. And then just round this up. When you're rounding it up, bang, fold it here. Go like this. Again, do 2-3 times, do the same thing, and then tighten it in the base like this. It's very important that you tighten it in the base. Okay, like this. And this I am going to put on a tray like this over here, and I am going to place a damp duster on this. Okay. Now I am proceed like this. I'm going to put a damp duster. Make sure the duster doesn't have too much of water inside it, otherwise it will stick to the dough. Okay. Now instead of this, you can keep a bowl also, or like a steel bowl or a glass bowl. Just make sure there is enough of space for your dough to proof. Okay. That's the reason if you see there is a tray here, I have actually given enough of space over here for my dough to proof. Okay. Now we are going to cut. Ingredients which we require for your Madeira cake are your margarine, okay, eggs, baking powder, milk, 1 number of your lemon essence, candied peel, your maida or refined flour, and your powdered sugar. These are the ingredients which are required. Now the equipments which we require for your cake making is, first you require a bowl. I am using a glass bowl so that you guys can see out like how I am doing it. You can use a steel bowl also, and a damp duster so that my bowl doesn't move and it gives nice stability to the bowl. Okay, grater, egg beater, your wooden spoon, spatula, knife, measuring spoons, cake tin which is lined with a paper over here. I will show you how to line it also. Okay, and a measuring jar. First, take your margarine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to soften up this margarine first with the wooden spoon here. Okay. Now this is quite hard. First, just soften it. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, this is my powder sugar, I'm going to put my powder sugar inside it. I'm not going to put all the sugar together, I'm going to put it part by part. So take like some amount of powder sugar here and I'm going to mix this. Now just go like this. keep doing like this. Okay, just to make sure you scrape everything goes inside it. Once the sugar is there, okay, this has to, what we are doing is we incorporating air over here. So you just, once the sugar is mixed together completely, just take this like this and you start mixing it. See, I'm holding my wooden spoon like this with a finger and just move like this. Okay. When I'm mixing it like this, I am incorporating air over here. Okay. Just again, every time just make sure that you scrape everything and put it inside here. Okay. Now I am using a wooden spoon, but not necessary you guys have to use wooden spoon. If you have a machine, okay, please use your machine for your this thing if you have it. Keep creaming it, okay? Cream it like at least 5 minutes at least. You will feel the this mixture now it starts becoming lighter. Okay, that is an indication that your this thing, your mixture is like you're incorporating air inside it. Okay, and that is an indication that I can put my second part of sugar inside. So what I will do is, first I will scrape everything here and I will just put all the I'll put my second part of sugar here now. Again, mix it nicely. Now I have creamed it. Okay, I have creamed it for a much longer time. Actually, I have edited the video a little bit because it's like too much of time taking. Okay, so what you can do is cream it for longer time. You know, it should become, can you see it has become more nice and fluffy here. Okay, this has become nice and fluffy because of the creaming. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my last part of sugar here. Okay, the sugar can be divided into 3 to 4 parts. Not necessarily it has to be only 3 parts. It is just that it has to be divided. Don't put all the sugar together. Again the same thing. I'm going to mix this like this. Okay, and continue creaming for at least 5 minutes further. At least 5 to 5. This almost, this whole creaming process takes about like 15 minutes to aram se. Okay. Then only you will get a nice cake, because if you just keep on putting the sugar inside it, you will get a very dense cake. You want a nice and fluffy cake. For that, it is very important that you put the sugar part by part inside it. Can you see this? This has become nice and fluffy. Okay, so this is almost done now. See, nice and fluffy. It looks more creamier also. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to put eggs inside it. Okay, but before putting eggs, I am going to put little flour. Okay, so this is your baking powder. I'm going to take the baking powder here. This can be done before also, not necessary it has to be done now. Just make sure you mix this whole thing together nicely, and ideally you should sieve it. I'm just making sure I'm mixing it really nicely. Now before I put the eggs, I am going to put little flour. Okay, I'm putting this flour because I don't want my eggs to curdle. Okay, and the mixture to curdle basically, because once you start putting eggs, there are a lot of chances that your mixture will get curdled. That's the reason. Mix this. Okay, now this side what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put 3 eggs inside it. Take 3 eggs. Egg beater. You start beating. Don't put directly the eggs inside it, just beat them. Okay, nicely you beat them. Now Madira cake is something which is very commonly known as something which has a flavor, lemon flavor. Okay, very famous as a lemon flavor, traditionally actually. So just keep on beating this nicely. Now there is a small history behind Madira cake also. Now Madira cake is something very famous in England actually. Okay, why does this name come Madira? Actually, they used to have this cake. Firstly, it is something which is little lemon flavor. Okay, and another thing is that they used to have it along with the Madira wine. Okay, that's the reason why they have got this name. And plus, it was very famous famous in England. Yeah. So that is how the Madira, no Madira goes inside it. Okay? It's just because of the wine they used to have it as an accompaniment. That's the reason they have named it like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lemon essence. I'm going to put few drops of lemon essence. Don't put too much of lemon essence also inside it, because lemon essence is quite bitter. If you put too much of it, it is going to become, the cake is going to become bitter. Okay, so be careful about that part. Now I'm going to put my egg here part by part. I'm not going to put the whole egg together. Again, I'm going to put this part by part like this. Be careful, this is one part where you have to be really careful, because if you don't mix it properly or you over mix it, the mixture is going to curdle. So be careful about that part. Okay. Every time you put the egg inside it, just make sure you beat the egg, because what happens is when the eggs, you keep it on the side, they settle down and the froth stays on the top and the liquid goes in the base. So just beat it again a little bit and then you put it. Okay. Don't over mix this. Okay. Now all your egg has gone inside it. If you over mix this is going to curdle. Now I'm going to put all my flour here. Remove the whole egg here. I'm going to put little grated lemon. Not too much, just a little bit. I just want the yellow part. I don't want the white part, the pith basically, because it's something which is very bitter. So just put the yellow part. Okay, be careful while grating. One whole lemon ka this thing can go inside it. And then just cut and fold this. Go round and cut. Go round and cut. Go round and cut. 2-3 times after you mix this, what you're going to do is I am going to put milk inside it. Okay, I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons of 60 ml of milk. So that is approximately 4 tablespoons of milk. All this has to be done very quickly. Okay. If you are a little late in all this, the mixture is going to start forming lumps. So be quickly. You don't have to apply too much pressure also. Don't apply too less pressure also. Just check the base. Is there any thing over there? You have to put lemon juice also for a little flavor. Yes. Now the lemon juice is not necessary you have to put in the end only. You can put it in the flour also. But just be careful, it shouldn't form lumps. Okay. This is our batter is done over here. Now see, I have lined the cake tin. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this in this tin. If you see, I have cut this here in slant. Okay, like this. I have cut it with the scissor slant. Now the reason behind is, see, can you see here? I'm going to place it like this, and because it is slant, it is overlapping on each other. So just and place it. So it gets locked over there. That is what the idea is. Then take the mixture and just put the mixture. This is one way of lining the paper. Okay, another way is where you apply fat and just stick it to it. But this is because we want you to understand different ways of lining paper. That's the reason we are showing you in this pattern. Just don't move too much. Just spread this. Don't move it too much, okay? Just a little bit. Okay. Make sure they're evenly lined. It shouldn't be like one side is too much of a batter and one side does not. Now this is your candied peel. Okay, I have sliced this and now I'm going to place it like this. Whatever design you're comfortable, you can do it. So this is our favorite, so we normally do like this. Okay, and now this is going to go for baking, okay, at 150 degrees Celsius. So guys, now I'm going to bake this at 150 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Okay. This is our 3-deck oven. This goes here inside. So guys, now the breads are nicely cooked. Can you see? They're nicely cooked over here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you certain shapes. So let's first, most important part when you do the shape is that you make a good strand. Okay. For the strand, now first is you just roll this like that. Now see, my dough is a really good dough, so I don't require much flour. But if your if your dough is sticking a lot, take a small amount of flour. Don't use too much of flour also, because your too much of flour is going to make your bread very dry, and we don't want that to happen. So see, this is how you make this thing, strand. Can you see? It's even strand. Okay, mostly we do the measurements like this. This is what the size we consider. Okay, so like this, and one whole palm like this. I'm showing you C shape, so just from both the sides turn it inwards like this. So this is basically your C shape. Then your second this thing is shape is your S shape. Okay, again hold it like this. Don't make it too big or too much big strands. Now doesn't look good. Okay, so just one side till the midpoint and then turn like this. So this is your S shape. Okay. Again, now I'm going to show you Mercedes. Please, okay, the shape is known as Mercedes, like this. So this goes here like this here. You turn it around and this comes here. So basically 1, 2 and 3 strands have to be seen. Every time make sure this is sealed, okay? The strands below are sealed, because if they are not sealed, there are a lot of chances they will open up. I don't want it to open up. Now your fourth one is your basket. Okay, same size I'm using. I'm not taking a very bigger one. Okay, same thing what you did for your Mercedes. From here I am going like this, and this I will go in the base, go on the top like a handle, and this comes here. This is your basket. Okay, then is your I'm showing you college knot now. Okay, for the college knot you require a little bigger strand. Okay, so like this comes here, this goes on the top like this. Okay, and this goes 1 round and 2 round, and I seal it. This is my college knot. Then a single knot. Don't make a very big this thing for my single knot. Okay, just this is my single knot. Don't make a very big strand, no, otherwise it looks very weird. Then is my breadth. For breadth, what I am going to do is I am going to divide this into 2 portions. Okay, just width. Okay. Now there are 3 of them left. I am going to show you 2 plate strand and 3 plate strand. Okay, so 2 plate strand I will again have to divide it into 2. See, it is sticking a little bit, so what I can, very little amount of flour, don't take too much of it, it's just going to dry it out. Okay, and be careful, see, like this, so that nicely evenly, you know, it gets divided like this. What I am going to do is just a plus sign like this. This comes here, this comes here, this one will come here, and this one over here. Again, this one will come here, and in the end, just take all the 4 points and just seal them. Okay, this is your 2 plat stand. Now for 3 plat stand, I will require 2 dough, for which, out of which I have to make 3 portions. Out of 2 I have to make 3 portions. Okay, so I'm going to evenly divide the 2 portions in 2 doughs in 3 portions. So once you roll, they come to the original size, so I know that इसमें how much is required. See, now they are all even size. Okay, this is a little bigger again, so I'm just taking a little portion of this and putting it over here. Again, take very small amount of flour. What you do is like this, in between this comes here like a pleat. Okay, just right in between, again this will come in between, and like this you finish it. Okay, now take this and put it upside down like this here, and just open a little bit. Okay, and again the same thing, this will come in between this 2, this will come in between this 2, this will come in between this 2, again this will come in this 2. Like this you will finish the whole plate. Make sure all the sides are sealed properly. Okay. This is your 3 plate stand. Now this will go for baking at 2, this will go for proving, sorry, this will go for proving first. Okay, and this will again double in size. Can you see, it's already started proving a little bit. So this will almost double in size, and then I'm going to put it for baking for 200 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15